Muy buenas tardes a todos y a todas. Bienvenidos una tarde más al canal. Y vamos a comenzar este directo con una partida que empezamos ayer de Divinity Original Sin Definitive Edition. Vamos a echar un rato. Vamos allá. Vamos a darle a continuar. A ver dónde nos carga. Porque tenemos partida cruzada tanto aquí en PC como en el iPad. Vamos a ver. Pues sí, lo dejamos aquí. Vale, ¿esto qué es? Sir Lora. Ahuyentar al roedor, no quieres que te siga más. Armamento artesanal, muerte por espadazo. Tenemos dos caminos. Yo lo voy mirando todo, vamos. ¿Qué es? El príncipe rojo.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
Es el que te tomó de la mandíbula y te evaluó como si fueras una yegua. Decir que tienes una cuenta pendiente con él.
The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
Yes, I imagine you do. You're made of sterner stuff than I first gave you credit for. Chances are I wouldn't have survived the shipwreck had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Vale, decirle que te alegras de poder ayudar. No puedes quedarte de brazos cruzados cuando alguien está en peligro.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so as far as the whole slave business is concerned,
Considérate libre, dice.
you may as
Qué
well
poca
have your
vergüenza tiene el lagarto este rojo.
Now then, if there's nothing further.
¿Qué hace aquí de pie sobre esa roca?
I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire.
Veo un imperio.
I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost.
Preguntarle qué quiere decir con perdido.
What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Tenía un imperio de verdad y lo perdí.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
Negar con la cabeza, no tienes ni idea de quién es.
Oh, may the seven have mercy on their own creation. I am
Soy el príncipe rojo, el conquistador de todo, el domador de mundos, el cónyuge del sol.
the spouse of the sun. Of course you know me.
Pues claro que me conoces.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said,
Dicho
I
esto,
suppose I
supongo
must
que
own
debo
up to the
confesar
fact
que no
that I
tengo
find
demasiadas
myself up in
oportunidades
between
de conquista
all-conquering and
y doma en
world-obtaining
estos momentos.
opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have.
Vale, decir que tú también tienes asuntos de los que ocuparte. Puede acompañarte si quiere.
This and that.
Asuntos, acompañarte. ¿De verdad estás comparando el destino de un imperio a las minucias que tienes entre manos? Por otro lado, me vendría bien una moza de carga, y tú has demostrado ser de confianza. Al fin y al cabo, volviste a por los demás en aquel barco. Vale, acepta. Con una condición.
For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company.
Venga, se lo prometemos.
Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you?
Vale, decir que un luchador te parece perfecto. Quieres que sea fiel a su vocación.
Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, My Lord.
La hostia.
As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go.
Vale, haz clic sobre el retrato de un miembro del grupo para controlarlo. El miembro del grupo que estés controlando tendrá un borde dorado en su retrato. Bueno, dorado, yo veo el borde blanco, vamos. Panel de habilidades con la K. Tenemos ropa para él, ¿no? Vestido de harapiento. Pantalones manchados. Bolsa del príncipe rojo. Vale, por príncipe rojo también tiene una bolsita de esta. Vale, lo que no sé cómo sube... Ah, disponible 2. Atributos, actitudes en combate. Vale, pues vamos a ponerle... Pericia. Vale, actitudes en combate. Amuleto de la suerte, negociar, persuasión. Amigo de los animales.
A black cat. Hello, kitty.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity. Its eyes clear, and it shakes its head, confused. The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with its eyes clear.
I've
Vides.
spotted something.
Has descubierto algo oculto. Cuanto mayor sea tu ingenio, más probabilidades tendrás de revelar trampas y secretos. ¿Y qué he descubierto, coño? ¿Y cómo llego yo por ahí? Hostia, esto es una
I
tumba.
don't have the right tool for digging.
La tierra ha sido removida hace poco. Si tienes una pala o si eres un lagarto, podrás cavar aquí en busca de tesoros enterrados. Vale, pues si tú eres un lagarto,
One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward.
usa el botón retrasar turno para retrasar tu turno durante el combate.
Here lies a nameless inmate.
Aquí ya es un preso sin nombre, que encuentre en la sala de la paz los escoltas se le negó en vida. $23 de oro. Presta atención a posibles pasajes secretos. Ribellón está lleno de palancas ocultas, placas de presión y trampillas misteriosas. Prueba a pasar entre las enredaderas. Pero que conste que yo quería subir aquí. Yo quiero subir aquí.
I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh.
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected.
¿Qué está haciendo con ese cadáver?
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull.
I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body.
I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Preguntarle por qué necesita hacer una máscara.
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal. Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! Oh, you are simple beasts. And you simply do not like my... Well, so, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features.
Decirle que ha naufragado en las costas de Fuerte del Júbilo. Esto es una prisión, no está recorriendo nada.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do on Reaper's Coast. I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. No, I may be an Eternal, but my... Indeed, I may be the only Eternal. My people seem...
At least from this realm. As for the others... Well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields.
Un eterno que es una especie de secta.
A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of race was needed. We were all one. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. But I fear the limits of your imagination would not do us justice. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again.
Parece que necesita compañía. Preguntarle si le gustaría viajar contigo.
I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful.
Vale, asentir. Podría ser beneficioso para los dos.
Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, of course the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require?
Asegurarle que un mago es perfectamente adecuado.
I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? They're splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
Vale. Oh, ahí hay una cueva. Un golpe de fósil, ignición. Un consejo para aquellos deficientemente armados. Atad vuestro cuchillo o pincho si es lo único que tenéis. A un palo o una rama. Ya tenéis una espada, más o menos. Vamos a probar esto. Vale, una flecha envenenada. Receta, cuchillo con un palo. Vale, cuchillo con un palo. Cuaderno de fan. Este cuaderno está lleno de una serie de meticulosas notas que describen los rasgos y los hábitos de las razas mortales. Detalla los alimentos que comen, la ropa que llevan y su forma de hablar. También hay unos confusos diagramas sobre sus hábitos de apareamiento. Bueno, pues vamos a ver. Varita improvisada. Hombre, Colete, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas, tío. ¿Me lees la mente o qué pasa contigo? ¿Por qué? No me digas que estás jugando tú también ahora aquí al Divinity, tío. Capaz y todo. Que tenemos las mentes sincronizadas, tío. Pues yo ayer estuvimos aquí por Discord y demás, estaba Hydra, estaba Juanjo, un colega mío, y así hablando, él empezó a probar el Baldurs Gate 3 y digo, coño, tengo en PC el Divinity el 2, bueno, tengo el 1 también, digo, no lo he jugado nunca y lo tengo también en el iPad, que puedo jugar en modo el juego este cruzado, que puedo continuar la partida en el iPad o a la inversa, ¿no? Digo, mira, pues voy a empezar y a lo tonto, a lo tonto, a lo tonto, estuve allí hasta las 5 de la mañana. Yo no voy a hacer serie. Las series son los vídeos que se están subiendo diariamente, que lo verás en el canal. Que ahora mismo está activo el Follow New Vegas y el DS Space, son los que se están subiendo. Y me puse con este para así en directo. Digo, mira, pues he hecho un ratillo en directo, que los directos van a ser juegos que me apetezcan simplemente. Y aquí estamos haciendo un directo hoy de este. A lo mejor no hago más o hago mañana otro o hago otro dentro de una semana. Bueno, vamos a ver. No sé yo si las historias serán continuistas. Lo que pasa es que he jugado este por el tema de que este lo tengo en el iPad también. Y como últimamente estoy jugando mucho en el iPad, Digo, mira, pues para poder continuar la partida, si me entra ganas de jugar y no estoy en casa, digo, lo llevo en el iPad y puedo continuar ahí la partida. Por eso ha sido empezar ahora con el 2. No sé yo si será continuista, si no, si... Ni idea. Lo que estoy viendo ahí, el cofre este que está aquí, pero no lo puedo coger, tío. No tengo ni idea de cómo coño llegar ahí, tío. Porque, por ejemplo, con el Baldurs Gate... Ah, la historia continúa. Bueno, pues ya jugaremos primero. Con el Baldur's Gate 3 tienen toda la habilidad de salto. Pero aquí no veo yo que tenga esta nada de salto. Y la verdad es que no sé yo cómo llegar ahí. Hay un cofre. Ni idea, tío. Y también... ¡Ay! Aquí hay una enredadera. ¡Hostias! Pero por aquí no se puede subir tampoco. Aquí. Sí, oh, estoy lo que pasa que voy mirando todos los rinconcitos, toda la historia y lo que hice fue salir del barco, vamos, que en el barco me he pegado ayer hasta las 5 de la mañana, vamos. Venga, colete, hasta luego.
You hear a small whimpering sound from behind a basket. You peer behind it and find a small human child holding her knees and trembling. The child quiets and seems comforted by your presence. She looks up at you with curious eyes.
Preguntarle por qué llora.
There are monsters here. Lizard ones and real ones. It's really scary. And I miss my ma and pa.
Preguntarle por qué le dan miedo los lagartos.
Master was a lizard. She sent us here. Me, ma and pa. She was not a nice lady. Lizards, their fault. I'll never see ma and pa again.
Que todo va a salir bien.
How do you know? You're really nice. I like you. You can have this. I found it outside, but I can't read it yet. That's next year, and then I'll learn it.
The child smiles. She starts tracing small shapes, hearts and stars and diamonds.
Me ha dado un pergamino de descarga eléctrica. Crimen y castigo.
Grab a bottle of arrow. Grab a bottle of arrow.
Go, get out! You are not welcome here. Go, she-pig!
¿Por qué me insulta?
She eyes you suspiciously.
Please, please, just go.
Hostias.
They're transforming.
I'm ready.
¿De qué le habrá pasado a las tortugas estas, tío?
Too much seawater by the looks of him.
Foolish to attempt an escape by sea in these waters.
Diario empapado. Es mi primera noche aquí. No parece que vaya a estar demasiado mal. He encontrado un sitio tranquilo para dormir. Tengo suficiente pan seco para que me dure. Cuando todo esto acabe, será un placer decir que sobreviví cómodamente. Un grupo de matones idiotas me quitó el pan. Tendré que ser inteligente si quiero comer. He conocido a un viejo pescador llamado Rack. Me ha enseñado a hacer redes. Rack ya no está. Los matones idiotas me han quitado mi red. Al menos se llevaron al más peligroso por la noche. Empiezo a tener hambre. Siempre se me dio bien nadar. Por aquí las aguas parecen bastante cristalinas. La orilla no parece estar demasiado lejos, ¿verdad? Vamos a abrir esto. Arcos. ¡Hostia! Vale, pues vamos a coger a este. Paz de espíritu. El objetivo tiene mente despejada, lo comenta sus valores de fuerza. Pericia e inteligencia en 1 e ingenio en 2. Elimina cegado, aterrado, encantado, provocado, dormido, enfurecido y enloquecido. ¿Cómo subo yo aquí? Vamos. Voy a guardar aquí. Coño. Has encontrado un equipo para desarmar trampas. Cuando ves una trampa, primero activa el equipo en el inventario y luego selecciona la trampa. Combinar con... No tengo una olla. Coño. Cocina portátil. Vale, y ahora puedo cocinar. Menudillos crudos. Pues vamos a hacer toda la comida esta. ¿Qué más? Pata de ave cruda. Patata cocida. ¡Qué bueno! El pescado. Has encontrado una pala. Si ves un montículo sospechoso, quizás puedas excavar algo. Vale, pues nada, de momento... Pues el lagarto tampoco puede, por lo visto. No pueden ninguno, tío. No tengo ni idea de cómo coño subir aquí, tío. Porque por aquí tampoco veo opción de subir. Pides.
Your Godwoken has asked you a question. Answer him.
Need I repeat myself?
But I know nothing of any Verdus.
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak.
I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream of subverting our cause.
Atusa, please.
Your Godwoken has asked you a question. Answer him.
Need I repeat myself?
But I know nothing of any Verdus.
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak.
I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream of subverting our cause.
Atusa, please.
Your Godwoken has asked you a question. Answer him.
Need I repeat myself?
But I know nothing of any
Voy a guardar aquí por lo que pueda pasar.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent.
Atrás, hechicera de la fuente, y calladita. El ungido va a hablar.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Vamos a contestarle. Hacer una mueca. Si quieren información, el oro abre más bocas que la tortura. Gritar que mutilándola no se averiguará si dice la verdad o no.
Stay silent, you.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will... Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness.
I believe we're done here.
What a waste.
Ya se la ha cargado, tío.
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
Pierna de Atusa.
saw them, didn't you? The Hammer and Alexander. They gave that scaly traitor what for, they did. Missed quite the scene. The bishop himself with his right hand laid down the law on a traitor among our own ranks. One of the last lizard magisters left. Burst into quite the bloody mess she did. Bishop's the son of the dead divine. Don't know when we'll get a new one, but Alexander's looking after us in the meantime all the same. And the Hammer's a solid sort. Don't take no guff and don't stand for no idling. Earned that name for a reason, she did. During the time of Lucian, of course. Who wouldn't join up with God himself? It was all glory, all goodness. When we lost him, well, it only made sense to see his will through. Can't for certain, but I reckon when God himself gives his life to protect you, you don't waste the gift. You protect, so that's what we do. Lucian gave his life to protect Rivellon. If we let the Voidwoken get to it now, well, we'd have lost him for nothing. Fort Joy ain't no summer camp. No one said it were, but it's the best we've got to protect the realm. When you give up the darkness that's inside you. Take your fault, it's there, mind. But it's there all the same. They're working on a cure for you even now. Got some good leads, so I hear. You can trust Dallas to...
Did you see him? You did, right? Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too. Can't be pretty. The Geists, dummy. The Hammer and Alexander had 2 in tow just a moment ago. Ugh. Thought you lot would be interested in a thing like that. No, be careful what you wish for, fella me lass. You may well get your hands on them contraptions, as you call them, sooner perhaps than you'd have liked. Now why don't you move along and settle in? A magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while, though. We're up to our hoods in sinners these days.
Did you see them, miss? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself. They were so close, almost within arm's reach. A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due. The Divine Order's all that stands between everything you see and a Voidwoken's throat. Any traitor to them is a traitor to us all. Believe it or don't. The Divine Order doesn't need our loyalty. They'll save us in...
El tío este está chalao perdido.
She's gone, Father. Gone!
Irma? Where are you, darling?
Where is
She's
he?
gone, Farah. Gone!
A fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Day and night she hollers after that child. You hear that, Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to ya?
Known her all my life. Her little girl Irma, too. Farah was a straight-shooting woman in those days, but now she's madder than a cuckoo and twice as loud.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
What else do you call hollering after a ghost? That child of hers she's shouting after has been dead and buried a month over. Killed by a void woken back in our home village. Never even and there ain't no amount of hollering that'll bring her back.
Where are you?
I told him at noon exactly.
Please, please, you must help me. No one here will help me. Not one of these bastards. A child is missing. Irma. She's called Irma. I haven't seen her in days. I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. And no one in this damn camp will lift a finger to help me find her. I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned from her for one moment, and she was gone. Left her doll behind, too. It's so unlike her. Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and tell her, Mummy says this is for her little chicken. And it's time.
She soaks up a steady stream of tears with her shirt sleeve.
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me.
I told him at noon exactly.
This place turns people cold and wicked. That fellow Jeth over there speaks unutterable evil, but I can't move away from him. What if Irma comes back and I'm not here? You are an angel. Truly you are. I'm not mad, darling. I'm not mad. Sweetheart?
La niña que vimos en el campamento ese.
It's time to accept reality.
La niña estaba por aquí.
Everything has a heart, except lizards, maybe. Maybe they do.
No, pues esta niña no es. Pues esa niña no es. Volvamos aquí.
Mummy's right here. Where are you?
She's gone, Farah. Gone!
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your fifth blue just in his throat.
Pipe down, Farah. It's time to accept reality.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe.
La mujer se araña la garganta como si le costase respirar.
Don't touch me. You're too close. This collar, this place, it's squeezing the life from me. I can't. I can barely even catch my... How is it possible? 1 minute you're in the garden in the sun. The next you're here, and they've put this thing around your neck.
Her hands move again to her throat. She seems to try to make space between her neck and the collar, but there's no space to be made.
No, just because the pair of you are filthy cheating liars don't mean I can't beat ya. She's gone.
A little respect for Griff's right hand, Topsy girl.
Right hand, my winker. Fella's got more right hands than an octopus.
What in his death? To avoid woken up.
Yes, I call court.
But why? When another divine arises, will source change back? What if there are no sorcerers? And why hasn't Alexander risen yet?
Sombrero polvoriento.
Farah, she ain't coming back.
Right hand, my winker. Fella's got more right hands than an octopus.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone? It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one.
No me interesa ningún asunto que mis amigos no puedan oír.
Oh, noble. But after the Magisters take you all, your nobility will have been for nothing. Good luck with your friends, though. Enjoy your last days in good company, won't you?
A little respect for Griff's right hand, Topsy girl.
It's tight. Where are you, darling? Right hand, my winker.
Pipe down, Farah. It's time to accept reality.
gonna pray all day, buddy?
Where's the oil?
Santuario del Divino.
Is that indigestion, or is it...
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend! So do I. By the divine, so do I. If Bishop Alexander doesn't rise, I don't know who will... Some blame the Voidwoken for Alexander's failure to ascend. If all we sorcerers can be cured, then the bishop shall be free to rise! So chant...
Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then, I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube. And you. Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean. I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the...
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable? Put it like
Explícamelo mejor, a
You've
ver.
never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. I'll be surprised if it's a demon. Definitely not a sprite either. Maybe a spectre. So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah, same story here. Reckon in my case, they might actually be right, though. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that.
Hostias.
Who said anything about otherworldly? Demons and brain ghosts are just as mundane as you or I. Mostly you. So, want to go together? It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if... when. Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be? Sounds fine. So, we're good to go? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way.
Bastón improvisado. Bueno, pues ya tenemos una compañera más.
Dallas, you maniac.
Come on then, Legs.
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you.
Preguntar por qué le debe dinero a la elfa.
Everyone in camp's got to contribute. For food, for protection, no exceptions. Especially not for elves.
Food? Protection? I have neither.
Preguntarle por el tal Griff.
Runs the kitchen. Means he runs me, you, and everyone else in camp.
Decir que a ti te parece una extorsión disimulada.
You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
Why, yes. Of course I am. All my life.
Hello, Dee. Oh, wood. And paler.
He shifts uncomfortably.
Ah, get out of here, will ya? You ain't worth my time, neither are you.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Hay un lugar seguro.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
Decirle que tiene que tener más cuidado o que hacerse más fuerte.
To be vulnerable in a place like this is tough. You may keep your shame for yourself. An open heart knows the difference between right and wrong. It is not wrong to walk in the camp. It is wrong to assault one walking. Only your kind does not see the difference.
Preguntarle si conoce algún modo de salir del fuerte.
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through the magisters, through their cure. Thugs I can stand, but I fear the magisters.
¿Cómo acabó en fuerte júbilo?
It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. The magisters come. My family runs, but I fall. My son looks back. I shout to him to run. I am in this cave. We trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. Wait, before you go. I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of... Thank you.
Elige tu recompensa.
Whoever kills the other is the boss! I magicked you, you're dead! I feel him, but I do not see him. I'll stab you right in the eye! I magicked you, you're dead! I feel him, but I do not see him. Got you! I got you! Shua! 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 Got you! Got you! I got you!
What's this? I found something.
I magicked you, you're dead!
Trampilla de piedra antigua.
You! Tell me true. Stand you with the source hunters, or do you serve the tyrant Brachus Rex? A 1,000 years? Gods, the walls of this pit have leached a whole millennium from me. I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange notion.
¿Por qué está atrapado aquí abajo?
A wicked king, it was. Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison isle, and I was sent to stop it. Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia. Please, good lady, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Seize the spear. End this degradation.
¿Y acá hacemos? Por si las moscas.
Please, good lady, the spear. Seize it and pull. I can nearly taste sweet air once more.
Oh, it's stuck fast.
Good sir, you have set my body free, free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit, blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton yet. A spell most terrible. I have heard